Hello everybody, my name is Gladys. Welcome to the Self-Will Soul. Today I'm doing something a little bit different, a different kind of reading. I'm looking at balance. Now the reason I'm doing this is that since the beginning of the year, just about every reading I've done for family or friends has had a focus on balance. I think even in the tarot, the weekly readings, there's been some focus on the balance between the divine masculine and divine feminine within. And so I thought it might be, I think there's a link, there's something about 2020 and coming into balance, or at least starting to come into balance. So that's what this reading is about. And you'll be amazed when you see the first card that comes out when I ask what is 2020 about. And then when I get a clarifier later on in the reading, the clarifier that comes. It's quite amazing. It really is. And I get really excited when I see those kinds of deep answers, reminding us that when we seek, we do find the answers. So yeah, I think I'll leave it there. And please give me your feedback. I'd love to hear from you how this resonates with you. If you have any questions, let's start a discussion going and let's talk about this. I think that divine balance, or finding balance within ourselves, is really what self-fullness for me is about, and let's talk about the different ways that we do it. But also, I just love your feedback. I'd love to get some discussion going. Okay, thank you for being here. Lots of love and enjoy. Okay, everybody. So I thought what I'd do, I'm going to ask the following questions. Is 2020 special? Right, that's a bit of, anyway, let me see how it goes. What is it about? What are the barriers? What are the opportunities? What are the lessons at a personal level? And what are the lessons at a collective level? Right? So I think I'll use the Lightseers Tarot as my base set of cards, and then I will clarify and get additional messages from the Spirit Animal Tarot. I'm really enjoying these two decks at the moment. So I'm inviting fast forward if you need to. I need to get myself in the zone, so to speak. So you can fast forward. I'll put timestamps. You can fast forward the shuffling because it might take a while. Is 2020 special? Maybe the question is, what is special? Okay. So we get the Empress. I don't know if you can get more special than that, right? I guess if we see this in terms of the divine masculine and the divine feminine, one would say, oh gosh, that it's a chance to really balance. We've lived in a very masculine world up to now, and perhaps we are moving into a more feminine world, constructively feminine world, I'd like to believe. I also think, honestly, if I were to speak from my heart here, Gaia said to all of us, fuck you. Fuck you and all your bullshit, your pollution, your treating people badly, your taking things for granted, your power shit. I've had enough. You need to chill. Okay. I'm oversimplifying, but I think that there is an element of that. And it maybe that sounds a bit insensitive to people who might have lost loved ones. But I think at a global level, we are being reset. We are being given a chance to reset. We are being told, stop your shit. Stop your shit. It maybe feels wrong that certain people are affected more than others, or have been affected more than others. I think about it. It started in China, it went to Iran, it went to Italy and Spain. Almost those countries were like guinea pigs in a way. The rest of us have had to learn from them, and it's really sad that. And I think South Korea was also one of the first countries to have been affected in a big way. It's almost like they took the fall for us. They were the sacrifice in a way. I know that many people all over the world are losing people, but it does feel like they are the sacrificial lambs in a way. What is it about is the Eight of Wands in reverse, right? I'm going to get a clarifier for that, because the first thing that comes to mind is a lack of communication. That was not meant as a clarifier. I'm going to get a clarifier from there. Let me put them all out. So this would be what barriers. That would be what opportunities. The Queen of Coins. Then lessons at a personal level, which is the Nine of Pentacles, and lessons at a collective level. Wow, is the Six of Cups. And then an extra one fell out, which is the Eight of Pentacles. We'll see about that one. Okay, let me, I'm going to take these extras that fall out. Nine of Cups. Yeah. And below the deck, sorry, I just have to say this guy has been coming out a lot. The Temperance, which is about that balance. Right? But anyway, he's reversed. Temperance is reversed. So which I think speaks volumes. But let me get accompanying cards for all of these. Okay, guys, really. This is the counterpart of the Empress. I'm just going to leave it there. That is the Divine Masculine. The Emperor. That's the Empress, that's the Emperor. Eight of Wands. Guardian of Branches. Let me, this is the thing that I'm having to learn, is how to put my cards, in a way that everyone can see them. And I've already done that wrong. So let me keep these two aside, and I'll come back to them. So a clarifier for the two of the High Priestess, which is what barriers. So what is it about? Two Wands cards. That's the fire stuff. So I'm hazarding a guess that it's about slowing down. No? They both are in reverse. So what barriers? Seeker of Shells with the High Priestess. What opportunities? That's hilarious to me. Really hilarious at a personal level. Queen of Pentacles with the Knight of Wands. And then, excuse me, the lessons at a personal level. I've got the Nine of Pentacles, which is about personal independence. So I'm going to take that. There's the Empress again, and Six of Cups. We have the Three of Swords upright, and then we have the Nine of Cups here and the Eight of Pentacles. I'm just going to take one card for them, unless two fall out. Right, I think that one. Oh, no, Eight of Cups. And beneath the deck we have the Six of Branches, which is the card of victory. Victory. Let me see. Let me put them here. See, I'm learning tricks, and I learn these from other clever tarot readers. Sorry to my penguin. There. So those are overseeing the reading. So even if you can't see them, don't worry too much. I'm going to I'll share as we speak. Now, look, everyone, you saw me shuffle these cards, right? We have the Empress. What is 2020 special? We've got the Empress in the upright and the Emperor reversed. It is the year of the Divine Feminine. And can I just remind that the Divine Feminine does not take the form of a woman. The Divine Feminine is within each of us. Some of us express the Divine Feminine more, or express our feminine side more, and some of us express our masculine side more. It's not about gender. No matter how we identify, we have these two aspects. What I'd like to say about this is that what this suggests to me is where you, as individuals, where we, and as a collective, have taken and taken and taken, we are now having to give. We're having now to give over to those who've not had, who've not taken, those who have been the givers, at a personal level and at a collective level. So I think that this is personally and politically it's so powerful. It's really so powerful. So I think that at a personal level we need to think about where have we given too much, and therefore need to find that balance, find the there's another suggestion here, right? The way I've been seeing the cards and the readings is that where we've been too much in the Divine Feminine, we need to take more of the elements of the Divine Masculine, but to support the Divine Feminine, right? But this suggests that we need to take a lesser version of the Divine Masculine, right? Because if you think about it, if we just repeat, if we try to create balance by repeating the same things, then we end up in the same kind of situation where there's different forms of exploitation just by different people. For those who have been taken, it's okay for you to feel a little bit upside down now, and perhaps you can spend this time drawing on your Divine Feminine energies in that beautiful Earth Mother kind of nurturing, creative, abundant, giving, loving. This is the Earth Mother is the divine Feminine in her self-fullness, She's comfortable with giving because she knows how much to give or when to give, when it's appropriate. But she does need to draw on her divine masculine. And I think that, because if we think about femininity and how we've displayed femininity, there's also a vulnerability inherent in that femininity. And perhaps where the divine masculine comes in is in being able to protect that femininity by helping us know when we need to put the boundary around, when we need to act in our own interests, in our own best interests, with a strong wand or sword or whatever the case might be. So each needs the other, but it's almost like we need the divine feminine in the upright. We need to be honoring that, and we need the divine masculine to kind of chill, to take a back seat. It is about gender as well, but it's not just about gender, because there are different ways that power plays out. There are very different ways that power plays out. For instance, in race. So, have you been the receiver? Have you been the giver or the oppressed? I think that plays itself out here, and I think that we all need to take an honest reflection of where we've been the receivers, taking all that is good from the earth, and where we've been the givers, and that can also be in overgiving, and that can also be in where we are trampled on and oppressed. And I mean, I don't have to even go into, we can see things around us. We know who are the poorest of the poor, and who are the ones that always end up with the short end of the stick. And by the way, I'm just going to do a quick thing about the law of attraction. It's one of the reasons why I question the law of attraction, because the law of attraction assumes that if we are in a situation, it is of our own making. And actually, that's not completely true. Yes, I believe we do have agency, we have power, but that power is within a context. Yeah, it's in a context of money, it's in a context of arms, it's in a context of masculinity that's displayed in its negative form, it's in the context of racial oppression, it's in a context of all these ways in which the power is played in a negative way. Okay, so I just think it's amazing that we've got the divine feminine and the divine masculine there. And I think that this is suggesting, the thing is with the emperor, in the upright, you could see in the upright as all the positive aspects. But I think that what is being said here is that perhaps we need to tone down those elements of aggression and taking and greed and me, and we need to be moving towards a more gentle, and I think that this is what this year is about, is making us conscious of that. What is it about? So the guardian of branches is the King of Wands, and the Eight of Wands is generally about communication. So perhaps it's echoing. The King of Wands, this is also will represent a fire sign. So the King of Wands is a fire, masculine fire. And in the reverse, I would say, I think it's echoing this, but there's something to do with communication, perhaps it's about different ways of communicating. He has a branch. It's almost like maybe an olive branch, but perhaps he's the King of Wands is accepting that he needs less aggression. You know, the King of Wands in reverse can also be seen as the negative aspect of that particular card. But somehow I'm seeing this as toned down. Just toned down. You don't have to be the ruler of the roost. Right? That to me looks like an olive branch. So go give your olive branch. Stop like posturing maybe. You know? By the way, like, I mean, that notion of men don't cry and men need to be in a certain way has also hurt men. I think we need more crying men. But I think there's something about 2020 being a year of communication, of learning different ways of communicating. You know, like we've had to learn different ways of using technology. We've learned that we can stay at home and still be in communication with each other. And likewise, I think that the divine masculine, whether you're in whatever form you're in, you know if you display yourself mostly in your daily life as the divine masculine, and or you know in which situations you behave like the worst part of the divine masculine. So this is just a reminder to find ways of toning that down and perhaps inviting your divine feminine to come and play with you and help you become more gentle, to help you heal, whatever the case might be. Right? And then the next question is what barriers? So the Seeker of Shells, which is the Knight of Cups, and with the High Priestess. So what barriers? The High Priestess generally talks about hidden knowledge, hidden wisdom, and she does. You have to work for that wisdom, you know. And the Seeker is moving that way. So the barriers. So there's some kind of barrier to this wisdom. And it's to do with love, because the cups are generally about love, heart matters. And he is moving away from the High Priestess. It's almost like are we looking at love in the wrong way? You know, are we focused on love as amore, as just romantic love? And do we need to be... I'm going to get a clarifier for this one because I think it's quite important. So the barriers to our movement forward could be in the way we see love. I'm going to just look at this a little bit more. He's solitary, right? But generally he's offering a cup of love. But he hasn't mastered the art of love in a way. The Knight of Cups, he's still new in love, so he might not even understand what love is yet. Even if it's in a relationship, it's more like what he can get out of it than, you know, it's almost infatuation. So perhaps we can become infatuated with this new world and therefore not be aware that we're very young in it, you know, and so make mistakes and not respect the depth of this High Priestessness, this really needing to interrogate, to really go within. But I do think that we are being invited to go within at a deep level and question all these things. Like really confront ourselves. Where do we abuse power? Where do we give our power away? Where can we find more balance? How can we find more balance? How do we integrate these two powerful archetypes in our lives in the most constructive way? And then what opportunities? So you have the Queen of Coins in the reverse, and we have the Knight of Wands in the upright. Now, the negative aspects of the Knight of Wands can be that in and out nature, like rushing in, like foolhardy. Similar in a way to the Seeker of Shells, who is also a knight, but he's the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups might be foolhardy when it comes to matters of love and intuition, which the High Priestess is about. The Knight of Wands can be rush with passion, with ideas, with creativity, but it's like quick and then the flame goes out kind of thing. Whereas the Queen of Pentacles is very steady, very abundant. You can see this Queen is so comfortable in her abundance, in her beauty, in her who I amness kind of thing, her selffulness, really. But she is upside down, she's in the reverse. So, and this is an opportunity. So let me think about that one. You know what I'm getting here? It's so funny, the cards today are saying to me, like, see that not as the opposite, but as the neutralized. The neutralized energy of that particular card. So the Queen of Coins is being asked to relax. I know she does appear relaxed here. You know what? She's also a nurturer. Not in the same way as the Queen of Cups, but the queens generally are nurturers, and in fact in this set of cards the queens are seen as nurturers of swords or whatever the case might be. So I think the opportunity here is for the queens to try to do less giving, maybe, and the knights to do more olive branching, to do more of the work. Because in this new dynamic here, and it could be just for a few people perhaps who would explore this, but in this new dynamic, the queen needs to give less. And the point I wanted to make was that we see the seeker is young, is still a knight, so this is new, this is still very new to us all. So the knight needs to be, is not the guardian, yet, but perhaps there's potential to be the guardian. There is obviously potential to be the guardian, but so the knight is being asked to step up. So the masculine is being asked to step up in the most positive aspect of his knight, of the knight nature, which is still learning, but has potential to become the king, which is then the divine masculine in his most powerful form, in his most constructive form. And I think that that is when the emperor is behaving with benevolence and with kindness, with caring about humanity. It's really interesting. It's really interesting that the wands have come out. Anyway, that's for me. Lessons at a personal level. I think this is beautiful. I think that this is saying that I think that all of us are being challenged to find our own independence, to find our own nine of coins. The nine of coins indicates being completely happy alone, not in a partnership, you know. And I think that applies also to the fact that many of us are in lockdown. All of us, I think, except Sweden, are in lockdown, and I think New Zealand's come out of lockdown. But most of us are quarantined. So that can speak about that, finding comfort in that. But it it also speaks about relationships, the partnerships, one-on-one relationships, twosomes. That our job is to use this time to become completely self-dependent. I know that even if you're in a relationship, that's a good thing. That's a good thing for both partners. That each of you finds your complete, owns what does independence mean for you. You know, that makes for a better partnership, I believe. And we have the Earth Mother, so I'm seeing them very, very linked. This reminds me of the Queen of Coins, just a younger version, or a less mature version, who is also like reflected in the Earth Mother. So in a way, we need to be finding out for ourselves what is our divine feminine. How do we express our divine feminine? And this is for everyone, no matter who you are. How do we find a way? Where do we best express our divine feminine? How do we bring that into our lives in the most constructive way? I think that we are all being asked to look at how we do this. How do we honor this within ourselves and within the earth? Lessons for the collective. How do we honor that within ourselves? How do we express the divine feminine in ourselves? Remember, the divine feminine is about the creative. It's about the cooking, maybe. If you're a person who doesn't normally cook, trying out fantastical recipes. It could be doing artwork when you haven't in the past. It could be just enjoying the sun, enjoying a flower, being creative, but being that everything you think that is nurturing, and especially for yourself, of yourself. I think that nurturing is internal. And then lessons at a collective level. Well, so we have the Six of Cups, which is about memories. You can see that him and his puppy and his old doggy in older age, and when they were babies. And doggy as a pup, it's so beautiful. But this one does talk about past lives as well. And then we have the Three of Swords, which to me, I honestly don't like that card. I'm not supposed to not like a card, but I don't like the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is about pain. So, I think the collective is being asked to go to the pain, to look. Okay. This is our history, people. This is our history. And we are being asked to look at our history, to confront our history, to confront the past in order to heal. We have a very abundant world, and there's so many who have nothing or are starving. I think that we are being asked to look at our history and face the pain of whatever we've committed to earth, to each other. It's about us owning that and dealing with the pain of that. That's what I think. And I said that I would get I don't think I need clarifiers. I'm going to leave that there. And then we have these 3 random cards. We've got the 9 of Cups in reverse, the 8 of Pentacles in the reverse, and then we have the 8 of Shells. This is the 8 of Cups, where you walk away from that which doesn't serve you. So what I'm thinking here is that we are all being asked to relax more, maybe. Just take life at a slower pace, perhaps. We don't have to be overachieving, and to kind of let go of ideas about what abundance looks like. Yeah, that's what I think. And then these 2 are just the overarching. I think that we need to be bringing this, for me, temperance is that balance, right? Temperance is about interweaving the different aspects of ourselves. And then victory, the 6 of Wands, which is about victory. And just trust that, I guess, we are, however things might look now, there's a rainbow, there's a light at the end, there's gold at the end of the rainbow, there's treasure there to be found, whatever that treasure looks like. Okay, I think that's it. I think that was really beautiful, and I hope that's helpful. Please give me feedback. Please share your comments, right? Because these are my views, and I'm like, how I read is also influenced by my life experience. So I'd love to hear your views. Let's start conversation going, please. I would really love that. Lots of love to you. Bye.